One. Oh, almost dropped that. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Church Communications Podcast. I'm your host, Daryl Girardier, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Katie Allred. Today's podcast is brought to you by Storytape.com. Storytape, finally one subscription, unlimited stock footage downloads, 5,000 plus clips in cinematic 4K ProRes, 1,000 plus new clips added every month. This is crazy. The average 4K stock video clip costs between $200 and $500. We've had enough of that. Storytape gives you access to unlimited cinematic stock footage at an affordable monthly cost. Best of all, instead of standalone clips, Storytape footage is grouped together in scenes to help you tell a story. Sign up today to get early access to Storytape. That's Storytape.com. And in fact, folks, you don't have to sign up for early access because I believe it is live. So Storytape is live actually right now, so you can check out their pricing. All that's available at Storytape.com. Hey, Katie, how are you?
I'm great. I just realized I look like a hot mess. I was like, man, Katie, you look like you've had a day. I have been so productive today, not Brentwood. I was going to say Brentwood Baptist. I have been so productive.
Yeah, let him know you are. You got
110% of me today. It makes up for those days you get 50% of me.
Yeah, today, I'm giving the extra 10% on that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Oh, I understand. Yeah, it's been a long day. Actually, Monday was a really long day.
I literally just got off an hour ago, like less than an hour ago. I just got home like 7:15 because I went to hang out with the choir.
Oh.
I was gonna shout out to the choir later, but I'm gonna talk about the choir right now.
Yeah.
So I've never thought, ooh, you know what? Who could be like a social media powerhouse for us? The choir. Okay, I know, like, Kate's been trying to get me to do it, and I've been, like, hesitant, because I'm like, I don't want to talk in front of all these people, and also, I was afraid, I'll admit it.
Right.
But, okay, so it was so great. I got them to get all their phones out and to say that they were going to the Christmas concert on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Share it, and to invite 10 friends. We're already at 4.2 thousand news feeds.
Are you serious?
On our reach. Yeah. So we already have like 100 going to the Christmas concert and like 300 interested or something. So
that's fantastic.
And that's really all you want. So you know what? I mean, we have 150 in our choir. So that's an outrageous number. I know everybody doesn't have 150 people in their choir. Right. But if you're ever like, man, I just wish I could get a social media army behind me. You know what? Interrupt the choir. So we actually did a little preview of our Christmas concert as well. They sang like a 15-second clip. And I thought they were going to do the whole song. So I was kind of surprised when he was like, oh, and we're done. I was like, oh, wait. So, because it was literally like 30 seconds or less. Right. I don't know if it was really. Anyway, but we did like a little Facebook Live preview of the concert so people could see what they're going to get themselves into. So it was great. So I recommend that, a little strategy.
There you go. That's easy, just to deploy 150 people real fast and turn around and say, hey, you all share this, and you get your 150 shares pretty fast. Yeah,
I would love to do it from the pulpit on Sunday morning. Sometimes I
think we could get Mike to do it. I really do.
I've thought about it multiple times, but I think we could. I just don't want to abuse it. I know if we ever did it, it would be like the one time we ever did it, or maybe once a year or something. So it's
once a year. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. You're right. We may not have jobs the next day, but it would be fun. Yeah,
it'll be great.
Yeah. All right. Let's dive into this week's news stories. First one that's up is that Instagram could let you start following hashtags soon. So apparently we are seeing a small number of users who are on the Instagram platform are being able to basically search for a hashtag or click on a hashtag, if you will, see all the Instagram post, but then they also have this follow button that basically lets them follow the hashtag, which I'm assuming what that means is that they would get notifications. I'm assuming that's what it means. I don't think they would obviously appear in their normal feed, but I'm double checking to make sure I understand that correctly. Yeah, it looks like there's a follow button that they're going to get. When you go there to the hashtag, you'll see all the other tweets. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm thinking Twitter, Instagram with those hashtags, and then boom, you hit the follow button, you're good to go. So yeah, I'm looking at a screenshot. It looks like right here, right now. Follow our hashtag to see top stories and recent top posts and recent stories regarding the hashtag. Interesting. Huh. Wow.
There you
That's
go.
pretty, yeah. So that's interesting because then, does that make hashtags more useful? I mean, would you follow a
Hashtags
hashtag?
are already useful. I mean,
Right.
you can follow a hashtag on Twitter. So this is just like the next step of them like taking over social media things one at a time. Like they took something from Snapchat, now they're taking something from Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I mean,
interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I get it. Like, if all of a sudden you say it follows the hashtag, and then everything with that hashtag ends up in your feed, specifically if it's like, but then it's like, man, that could be a truckload of stuff in your feed, and they've already jacked up your feed already now with the whole new algorithm.
Yeah.
Which I'm still baffles me that why you see friends posts that are like a week old.
Yeah, it really annoys me. Like, can't we just go back, or at least have like a way where I can flip, like from
exactly.
Yeah, because like I know, like you just want to seem. I don't know. I don't really know what their purposing there was. I guess the algorithm, like this is liked by a lot of your friends, but then like I want to see some stuff that's not liked by my friends too. I mean, I don't know.
Well, have you had this happen to you where like you, like I will use Instagram and I'll put it away for like 3 or 4 days. I just won't think about opening it up, and I almost have to retrain the entire algorithm for what I like and what I don't like from my friends.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, you like this one thing from this one person one time, so now that's all you're gonna ever see.
Yeah, there you go. All right, story number 2, Katie.
Facebook will teach the unemployed, which is actually kind of like a clickbait title. They're just going to teach anybody digital and social media skills in 30 cities. I'm trying to find out which cities those are.
Yeah.
I would just as visiting. I guess you have to apply. Like you can have your city apply to be one of those cities.
Yeah.
It says 42% of U.S. small and medium-sized businesses on Facebook say they've been able to hire more employees due to their growth in demand since joining Facebook. What?
So it's like a Facebook community boost is what's going to be called. So apparently, you can fill out, do you want Facebook in your city? You fill out this form, and basically they'll come and they'll basically it looks like they do a digital training session for youth, which I mean, honestly, if Facebook offered that, I'd go to it in a heartbeat. Yeah.
I mean, if we could go to it, I'd go. So.
Yeah. So basically, like, and by the way, as Katie said, the title was clickbait. I mean, when you read the actual stuff, you can find that all of a sudden you can turn around and you can get, so anybody can go to this anybody can go to this thing, no matter if you're entrepreneur, pastor, minister, whatever. You should be able to go to this and get basically, it looks like hands-on training from Facebook, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we've gotten to hang out with Facebook on a one-on-one basis, and so it has been super, super helpful. So if you ever get to like hang out with Facebook, you should definitely try to hang out with Facebook.
Yep,
so
definitely. Story number 2, Facebook Stories replaced Messenger Day with synced cross-posting. So it looks like Facebook is cleaning up their version of Snapchat stories, if you will, or, Instagram stories, whatever it is, you see it across the board on Facebook, and now you have it in your Messenger. And it seemed like they were literally throwing stories everywhere. So it looks like they're cleaning that up. So it looks like whatever's in your Messenger stories and your Facebook stories will be synced across the board, and they won't be two separate stories.
So it won't be 2 separate ones. Yeah, that makes sense. It was funny. There was a quote on here from Facebook that said, some people actually thought that these experiences were already connected, so we feel like it would make sense.
Okay, I would have assumed they would have been. I
knew that they were separate, but at the same time, I was always like, why would you do that? Like, nobody was using it on Messenger. I felt like.
Right.
So I was like, it makes a lot more sense for it to be on Facebook. I mean, just to be connected, because Facebook Messenger to me is not a separate product from Facebook.
Right. So Katie, you and I were talking about this the other day when we were teaching a class about Facebook Messenger and Facebook Stories.
Yeah.
And what did you say in regards to that? In regards to usage, like you thought, hey, do it because if not a lot of people are doing it, you would stand out. Is that what some of the logic?
Yeah. There was someone who was like, no, nobody seems to be doing it. So do you think it's like valuable? And I was like, you know what? It's more valuable because no one's doing it.
Right.
Because like no one's doing it, and it shows up on everyone's feed, and you're like one of your 1,000 of friends that has done it.
Yeah.
Like how cool is that? So you can like show up at the top of your friend's feed by having your stuff up there. And so I think it's super valuable. And then, you know, you could share the gospel so easily, you know. We're counting how many gospel conversations we have. And you know, it's so funny. I was like, I think I've already had 3 or 4 today. Do these count? Like, we're trying to like figure out like what exactly that is or whatever. And I was like, okay, if I do a Facebook story and I share the gospel or I share something that Jesus is just doing in my life right now, and then I have some friends like message me back and we start a conversation, you know, those are just easy entry points. So I think Facebook Live, Facebook Stories, I think that's definitely. We have not, Stuart here asked a great question. Have y'all used for pages? I don't think we've gotten access to stories for pages yet.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
Have you, Stuart? I don't know if he's going to reply back, but we'll see.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, because I don't think we.
Yeah. Now, This Is Us, if you like that page, they do stories all the time. So I'm kind of wondering, like, when can we get access to that? We may need to, like, ask.
We may need to ask some friends and say, how do we get access to this?
Yeah, how do we get access to this? But because we're actually kind of behind, we don't even have the create a poll option yet on our church's Facebook page, but we do have access to it on our church communications Facebook page. And so Stuart says he does have access to stories and he's tried it twice. Stuart, tell us how many people have engaged with it, like how many views you've gotten.
Yeah, that's what I would be curious about. I'd be curious about the average Facebook user.
Is it more than like a regular Facebook Live? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Yeah. Like, is the algorithm pushing it even higher? I would think so.
Yeah, but how would it push it? How would it push in your newsfeed? Because it's the top circle at the top.
Oh, it's the top circle, so that's really nice. Well, it's not in the newsfeed. You're right. So, but I would wonder, is it going to have more views? That's your quantifier there.
Yeah. So he's saying about 25.
Is that more than what your normal, or not really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It doesn't tell you who watches it. Less views in live.
Okay, well, that's interesting. That's good to know.
Okay, well, right now it doesn't tell you who watches it, and it has less views than live, according to Stuart at the moment. You know, we may see things change. That's usually what happens to us on Facebook. So,
but I will tell you this: one thing I do like about this is we had this again. We had a conversation this week. Katie and I taught an all-day class with our ministry residency, which is basically what it is our ministry. Our church have ministry residency, which is I would say 8 to 10 people who are in ministry, want to be in ministry. They come and basically spend a year with our church. Think of it like a grad school program, if you will. And so Katie and I had an all-day digital training session with them. We dumped literally a lot of content at those poor souls, and they handled it well. And one of the things we talked about was the ability to go in and be okay with making mistakes. And I bring that up because I think the one thing I do like about stories is you can goof around and make a mistake. And it's one of those things where, like, yeah, it's okay if you goof it up, because you know what? In 24 hours, it's going to be gone. It's going to be okay. Yeah. And that's why, like, I always liked Instagram stories. Is like, if I goof something up, it's not the end of the world versus it being on the page for a long time. So yeah, check that out. All right, Katie, story number 4.
Facebook relaunches events app as Facebook Local.
Yes.
So that's exciting. I actually sent this out in our email. If you're not on our email list, I recommend getting on it. You should do that. You can find it in the group description at the very top. So Facebook, so they have this new app. It's called Facebook Local. Really, you can just look up local in your app store and you should be able to find it at the top. It has like a star pin sort of icon.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for a week now, and I really like it because it takes the events really out of my Facebook. And I use Facebook for events pretty frequently now. Like, pretty much if I don't RSVP to it on Facebook, I'm not going, or I'm not going to remember to go. So Facebook's really become like the event hangout. So I'm excited to see what that is going to do. I think it's going to be really useful if you go to visit a new area. So what can your church do to get more in Facebook local is probably the question. You know, I don't know if they're going to have ads specifically for Facebook local. I think that would be interesting.
Yes.
I think though the thing that you really need to do in order to get your events seen via Facebook local is to make sure that obviously one, you're doing Facebook events.
Yep.
And then two, that you're getting people to click that they're going to it. So like I said earlier, I got the choir to all click. So there's 100 people who said they're going to it in the last hour. So I'm thinking we're probably pretty high up on events now in Nashville, I would imagine. Yeah. So that's, you know, that's exactly what I want. I want it to kind of seem like it's trending.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen with Facebook local.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it right now. So it looks like you've got everything from restaurants, music, friends, nearby, following, attractions.
Yeah. And you can click today, tomorrow, Sunday, and just see what events you know.
Oh, wow. And then you could turn around and you can add it to your calendar.
Yep.
That is wild. So so for our Christmas concert, essentially what you're saying is it would be on Facebook local. Is that
it should be on Facebook local, I would imagine. So
I would imagine they'd have the ability to then have your call to actions like buy tickets, do this all inside the app, right?
Yeah, all inside the app. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I mean, I really think they've just like destroyed Yelp.
Well,
because you can find food. Like just sit restaurants and like you can see who has like the highest stars or whatever. Like that's why they've been doing reviews this whole time. Like because they were about to aggregate all this data and be like, boom, now you can see what your friends like. And you know, that's what I want to know. Like, what do my friends like in this area? So if I visit San Francisco and I click restaurants, I can see if my friends have been to any of those restaurants and checked in, and then what their reviews are.
I'm looking at it right now. This is crazy. So like I'm looking at a restaurant, I'm turning around. Yeah, there it is. It honestly, it feels a little bit like the only thing it's missing is a like open table type function that I could turn around and
grab a table.
But I will tell you though, like it's interesting. So yeah, so what you could do is you could have some of your major church events completely see this. Yeah, right on here.
It would be great, I think, for churches. So obviously, if you don't have reviews on, you know, in the past I wrote something about turning off reviews because I turned off all the reviews. I did that because I was just tired of them. To be super honest with you, and I didn't think they were affecting any kind of change for us. I didn't think they were taking us out of the algorithm or anything. I turned them on again, like right after I turned them off. And I think that they're super useful. I think for the most part, you know, we have 4.8. We have like 3 people who gave us a 1 star because they're trolls or whatever. Not because they're real. Honestly, that's usually the bad part is that they're not real people. Those Russian trolls. So I turned it back on because like people realize that that's not true. And also, let's be honest here, no church is perfect. We're not perfect people. Yeah. So turn on the review so you can get higher up in Facebook local.
Yeah, so I'm just testing right now in our concert. When I type in Christmas concert, now obviously it's based off of people I know, which is most people in the church. Our concert comes up number 1 when I type into Facebook local.
Yes.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
And you haven't even RSVP'd to it yet.
I haven't, so
that's good. Now. I mean, of course, you are like an admin of our page, so who knows if that's
I'm going to put
real.
I'm interested. Yeah.
But I'm hoping that means that we're going to show up on more. I could maybe test it with some friends tomorrow and just ask them, like, type in Christmas and just see what comes up in your thing, because we would love to be the number 1 Christmas place for Nashville.
Yeah.
See what Adam says here. Adam says, "What do you think Facebook will do to get more people to download the local app?"
Well, okay, that's a good question, Adam. I wonder if they're going to treat it like Messenger, which is, you know, like where like all of a sudden Messenger was integrated into the Facebook app, and then all of a sudden when you wanted to answer a message, you had to download the Messenger app to do that, and all of a sudden you had to go to a secondary experience. So I wonder if there's currently any Facebook feature sets that you're currently using inside the app that they're going to push over here.
Yeah, like events, like all of events. Like if you click on an event, it takes you over to local. I have no idea if they would do that, but maybe they'll also, you know, they also have offers right now. You know, obviously Facebook pages can give out an offer. So I think it'd be really neat to see, you know, some offers on Facebook local. exclusive offers you can't get anywhere else. So
that is crazy. Yeah. So I think again, I think it's interesting. Now, I like the idea that's local. I do think I mean, in the terms of the fact of how they're playing off the local aspect of it, which goes back to their whole ethos of them wanting to drive community. So there you go.
Yeah.
Katie, do you got any shout outs for this week? I think you already did. You had a shout out for the choir.
Yeah, we kind of covered the residency too. Yeah. So we wanted to give a shout out to our ministers and residents. Who knows if they're watching us right now, because we told them about us, but who knows? Maybe they're not. Big shout out to those homies.
They survived a full day with Katie and I as we.
If y'all have ever said, man, I would love to spend a full day with Katie and Daryl, well, those guys did, and I think they were bored out of their minds. No, I'm just kidding.
If they were, they did a great job faking it.
They did. They seemed very engaged, probably in their boredom. So I'm very proud of them for putting up with the two of us.
We're extremely proud of that. So yeah. So there we go. So yeah. So we wanted to give a shout out to them for that, and of course everybody else. We hope you guys are having a great week. We know Thanksgiving's coming up next week, so if you do get some time off, we hope you get to enjoy that. I think that's just right, Katie. That's it. We've covered the news stories. We've covered the shout outs. Anything else you guys want to cover?
News for the week. Yeah, we're done.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, folks, if you're listening on iTunes, or if you're listening on a podcast, subscribe on iTunes or give us a rating. We'd love it. If you are watching on Facebook, if you could share it, we'd love that as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be great as well. We hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. Until then, take care. Bye.